And I now give the floor and invite to the petitioner's table Ms. Nicole Alvarez Espada to address the committee. You have the floor.
By participating in today's hearing, my goal is to raise awareness about Act 60, a decree implemented in 2019 by ousted former Governor Ricardo Rosselló with the intention of creating a Puerto Rico without Puerto Ricans. Under Act 60, industries such as exports, tourism, infrastructure, film, and wealthy individuals receive tax breaks. Investors are required to donate a minimum of $10,000 per year to qualify for these benefits. However, many Puerto Ricans who cannot afford the application fee or the required yearly donations still face heavy taxation. The practice of incentivizing foreign investments in exchange for tax breaks has been a model employed in Puerto Rico for over 70 years, exemplified by Section 936. Studies conducted by the U.S. Senate reveal that these laws devastated our economy. Act 60's economic sustainability is questionable, relying on wealthy individuals evading taxes that should fund vital public services. With soaring rent prices and stagnant incomes, this law poses a significant threat to the existence of the middle class. Many Act 60 beneficiaries move to Puerto Rico for 6 months of the year in search of tax cuts and cheap labor. Homes of those who were denied help after the devastating effects of Hurricane Maria are being sold to those who pay little to no property tax, income tax, municipal tax, and capital gains tax. Under our current colonial status, local politicians and the colonizing government can enact laws like Act 60 and opportunity zones that neglect the needs of locals while catering to the rich. These laws perpetuate colonization by making our homeland a tax haven. Local politicians like Luis Fortuño and Pedro Pierluisi, along with hedge funds, intentionally drove Puerto Rico into debt, which created the conditions for such laws to be passed under false pretense of economic salvation. Pedro Pierluisi admitted in an interview that he will continue to use Act 60 despite its negative effects as a means to encourage statehood. Luma only pays 20% income tax in Puerto Rico and nothing else. The privatization of our electrical grid left long-standing public electrical workers doing miscellaneous jobs. While Luma increases electricity costs, we endure weekly, sometimes daily outages across the archipelago, revealing Luma's inability to effectively manage Puerto Rico's energy demands. The violent assault on our youth is evident as 960 schools were closed over the past decade. The revenue generated from these sales did not address the debt, and no measures have been implemented to restore the schools. Thousands of children in Puerto Rico walk to school every day surrounded by for sale signs, all in pursuit of economic growth driven by tax incentives. Act 60 serves as an excuse for the local government to misappropriate public funds without reinvesting in our communities, neglecting their responsibility. Indeed, Puerto Rico is in need of laws that promote progress. However, the current legislation fails to empower Puerto Ricans who desire to rebuild our nation rather than allow rich to amass intergenerational wealth at our expense. We deserve economic sustainability incentives that enable us to stay in the archipelago, to explore our own goods, to be self-sufficient farm owners, and pursue viable careers in education, medicine, filmmaking, and architecture. These opportunities empower us to shape our future and contribute to the economic growth and prosperity of Puerto Rico. Numerous rights outlined in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights continue to be violated as Puerto Ricans are forcibly displaced from our homelands. For decades, Puerto Ricans have come to this committee for a fair decolonization process, and to not act now is a violation of our humanity. An autonomous and independent Puerto Rico is our human right.